Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunday night at Raincross Farms Makery. How is everyone? My name is Robin. Behind the computer, behind the camera is Bill, and we're coming to you just outside of Lewiston, Idaho. So we are having a rainy Sunday, and we're on a little bit later than usual, and we're even a little later than we anticipated because computer problems, streaming problems. We thought, okay, let's not fight it. Let's restart the computer, and that always takes longer when you're in a hurry. Anyway, so he's showing some issues on his little screen, all his little data stuff, so he's concerned. But we're just going to go ahead and we are going to craft. I have a fun project tonight. It's kind of scaring me because I have never used one of these designs before. So we'll see how we do. I'm just gonna fake it till you make it and go for it. Okay, so if you're watching our live, I'm sorry, my nose is itching. If you're watching our live and you've watched Facebook Lives, you know the drill. You know what to do. We would like it if you would love our page, follow our page, share our video out to your page, to some friends you might have, some crafting groups you belong to. And we do have stars activated. So thank you so much for donations of stars in the past. We were able to, with the help of Facebook doing some doubling, we were able to pay for our newest computer, which helps us down here in our studio. Hi, Leanna. Hey, Ken. Hey, Cheryl. Welcome. Howdy, Idahoans. Okay, let me pull up the video on my phone so I can see a little closer. So, how's everyone doing tonight? When you hop on, say hello. If you're new, let us know you're new. Let us know where you're watching from. Okay, so the project we're going to do tonight, we're going to do one of these Big Daddy. We're going to do this one that says, welcome to our humble, happy, sometimes crazy, usually messy, full of love home. So this is our E-size transfer. This is our largest design. It's 18 by 24. So, and honestly, I have never successfully used I've used them this size, but they're the kind that you kind of cut into pieces. So again, cross your fingers for me. Say a little prayer that it comes out okay. So what are we going to put it on? I do have one of our frames, one of our reusable frames that fits this. But I'm not going to use that. I'm going to show you another way that hopefully that you could use that might be a little less expensive. Anyway, this is what I'm going to show you. We're going to chalk it on a mega sheet of watercolor paper. So I ordered this from Michaels, and these are 18 by 24, so it's perfect size for that. And this is 12 sheets, so these are really thick. It's like really thick cardstock, but it's got a really nice surface to it. It's meant to watercolor on. So we are going to pull one of these off, and this one is spiral bound. So I'm just going to rip that off. I just knocked my glue gun off. Let me rescue it. Okay, still watching from heaven. I am glad. I hope you're still enjoying heaven and you're having wonderful weather in your little heaven. Okay, so because it was spiral bound, it's got all these little doodads. Ken Stewart, you're old. Hi, you are not. Alana, how are you, Alana? Are you feeling better? We went to go see The Lost City. It was starring Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum, and it was good. I enjoyed it. Bill called it a chick flick, but I don't know, it had some silly adventure in it. I'm just gonna use my little rotary cutter. I could use scissors to get this off. And I've got a really interesting way that we are going to enable this to be hung. Hanged? Hanged? Hung? Hunged? Hunged? Okay. So it's not going to be it's not going to be a formal frame. Okay, so I'm just squaring that up. And trimming that off. What looks really bright? The paper?
The whole screen looks really bright to me, so I'm going to do some adjustments.
Okay, so he's going to...
Hold on your toes.
Yep. Do not adjust the controls. Okay, so what we're going to do we're going to chalk this on here. Then I've got some, what is this? What size is this, Bill? Is this just trim?
It's 18 inches, and it is actually it's a trim off of a 2x4.
Okay, it's a trim off of a 2x4. It's about maybe a third of an inch wide, anyway, about an inch, about a third of an inch, and then 18 inches. And what we're going to end up doing, we're going to paint these, and we are going to attach them to the top and bottom. So it'll kind of look like a scrollish type thing. So we're going to see how that works out. So before we get started, to get started, Fran, I am going to paint these up, and I'm going to paint them in one of the colors we're going to use. I picked these colors kind of because I like them, not feeling, oh no, again, tested positive for COVID, so I'm going to the doctors, get some meds, and hopefully feel better soon. You had COVID though, didn't you? So you are one of those lucky, ones that have gotten it twice.
Lucky you.
We will be saying a prayer for you. Okay, so the colors that I chose are based on one of the color palette packs that we have in our store. So I put that in the cart link. And these are the colors that are in it. You get a variety of paste packets, which are this size, which is plenty to do this project. But you get 6 of them, and they come in these colors. They come in guava, the ocean mist, which is a lightish blue, storm, which is a gray, eucalyptus, which is green, dune, which is a kind of an almond color, and bright white. We're not going to use these because our paper is already white, but these are the 6 colors that come with that Everyday Home kit. So if you happen to click on the cart link, this will come up. If you're interested in those colors, great. If not, feel free to swap them out. Okay, yes, you had it at Christmas. Okay, I was thinking it was sooner than that, but time is just flying. Well, oh goodness, we will be praying for you. We will all be praying for you. I'm going to, since this isn't a huge surface to paint, and none of my chalk paint is exactly this color, I wanted to do it green because my house is mostly in greens. I wanted to use this exact same color. So I'm going to use our paste to paint my little sticks that are going to go at the top and the bottom. So I'm going to take my paste, and it has been sitting a while, so it needs to get stirred up a bit. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put some of it in the lid, and I'm going to thin it down with some distilled water, and I'm going to thin it down to a paint consistency. Right now it's a paste consistency. I'm going to thin it down so I can use it as paint, and then it will match my chalking perfectly because I'm actually using chalk paste. Okay, so stir that up, get those little bumps out. I used distilled water because if I have any excess, I can put it back in the jar and I don't have to worry about anything growing, any bacteria are growing because I used distilled water. So I'm just using this like paint. So truly what we have made is chalk paint. I don't use chalk paste as paint for everything because, I mean, these jars are not super expensive, but more expensive than regular paint. So if it's a big surface, I'm not gonna use this. I'm gonna save my pennies. Okay, at the top of that, I'm gonna come back and do the sides. I may need some more of this. And this again was just scrap wood that Bill had laying around out in the garage.
That's all scrap wood.
Yep.
So I trimmed those were probably for the picnic tables. I had to make some things narrower, so I trimmed them down, and that's just the scrap that came off of it.
So you could use like yardsticks. You could use paint stir sticks, but the big ones are just a little bit too short before you get to that indent in the handle. So you could use them at 18 inches, but you'd have a little funky thing. One of my trainees had it and I didn't know. I spent a good part of Thursday with her and Thursday night, and she found out her son had it. Oh no. Yeah, I bet she feels bad, but you don't know what you don't know. Okay, doing some ends here. And I'm going to dry these real quick so I can pick them up and not get paint all over my fingers. So again, we are going to be using our great big E-size transfer to make a great big wall hanging. And if you don't want to do this route with the watercolor paper, we do have a frame. We do have a frame that's 18 by 24, and it is reusable. So if you got tired of this design, you could clean it off and put something new on it. But I just wanted to show you something a little different you could do. That is one of the good things about the frame that we do sell, is it may be a little pricey, but it is reusable. So you can use it for a wide variety of different projects. It's not just a one and done. This had some paint on it, but I'm just going to color over that. So how is everyone's weekend? I know Cheryl's doing something fun. Well, I don't know if you're doing something fun. You're doing something in a beautiful place. Hopefully you're relaxing. And Alana's probably not feeling her best, so she's probably not out doing fun things. What about the rest of you? Anything fun on your agenda, or even for tomorrow? Do you have the day off? Do you have something fun planned?
We got a barbecue tomorrow.
We're going to a barbecue at some friend's house. Some friends that know John and Catherine, Bill's brother and sister-in-law. Kind of having a little reunion up here. Okay, now I'm not going to paint the back of these because they're going to be glued down on this watercolor paper. Okay, so I did not have hardly any leftovers. Just what I can scrape off my brush, I'm going to stick back in the jar. And I'm going to hang on to this because we're going to use this color again. So I'm going to put these aside and let them dry. I'm going to put them over here, I think. Okay, and I'm going to clean up my hands, and then we are going to get to work on our transfer. Okay, because this is paper that we're going to chalk on, it is super high quality paper. So it should not It should not pose a problem with our transfer because our transfer has a sticky back. But I am going to put a light layer. I'm seeing some paste where I don't want to lay this. So I'm going to clean that up. Oops, I'm just drippy droppy everything. Okay, so I'm going to give this just a light layer of wax so that my new sticky transfer doesn't pull up paper. You know, if you put a sticker down on paper, you usually can't peel that sticker off without peeling off part of the paper. So we really don't want that to happen. That will make harder cleanup on our transfer, and it will also kind of mess up the surface of the paper. Okay. Alana likes your brightness. What is that noise you're making over there? What is that noise you're making over there?
I am fixing things for you.
Okay, so I'm using my surface wax, which is just clear paste wax, and I'm putting it on with a microfiber cloth. I'm not putting it on thick, just a really thin layer. Put a little bit more on, and again, this is just so the sticky transfer doesn't pull up the paper when I pull up the transfer. Trying to make sure, you can't really see it, so I'm trying to make sure I get it everywhere. Okay, so we are going to a barbecue tomorrow. So tell me, when you barbecue, what is your favorite food to have at a barbecue? I don't. Are we having burgers? We aren't in charge of the menu, so.
He didn't say what.
The last time we had a barbecue at Greg's house, we had burgers. So I don't know. I don't know. We might have burgers. Tell me what your favorite food to barbecue is. So it looks like we've got 6 people watching. I want to hear some responses. Come on out. We don't bite. Okay, so now I'm making sure I don't have too thick of a layer of wax. So I'm taking a clean section and just kind of buffing off any extra wax. And like I said, this is super high quality paper, so it stands a good chance of not being a problem, but we are going to eliminate risk, right? Okay, so that is waxed. Put that away. And now let's get out our transfer, and we are going to fuzz it. So again, Big Daddy. These are kind of hard. Not you. These are ribs. Yum. Yum. Do we still have ribs in the freezer?
What?
Do we still have ribs in the freezer? Didn't we buy some?
Keep forgetting to go look for them.
We have to dig for them.
Poke chops and ribs.
Okay. Okay, so 18 by 24. Sticky all over. So to take this off, sticky all over, we are going to grab a corner and then go to the middle. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull it back halfway, and I'm going to fuzz that part. Okay, and I'm putting fuzz on it. I'm putting just a layer of lint to ease up the stickiness of the transfer. So it's still sticky. Ooh, Cherokee Cheyenne, more ribs, pork chops, ribs. Hello, Cherokee. I hadn't seen you before, so I'm greeting you. Welcome to our live video. Ribs, potato salad, barbecued beans, and homemade iced tea. Yum, yum. Now I'm hungry. I shouldn't have asked that question. Now I'm hungry. Okay, so I've got some lint on that side. I'm going to flop it back over, and I'm going to pull up this side. Okay, so I'm telling you, not from the voice of experience, don't be intimidated by these big transfers. See, now, oops, this is what I don't want to have happen. I don't want it to fold back on itself, but if it does, don't panic. Calmly and slowly peel it apart. Don't rip it. Just give it some steady pressure and it will come off. If it doesn't come off, you can always take it to the sink and run some lukewarm water over it and it will release. Don't ever tug and pull at them because you'll stretch it and you'll ruin your transfers. Okay. So again, I'm going to fuzz this side. New from Alabama. Well, welcome. Welcome, welcome. How did you hear? Just curious, how did you hear about us? Did we just pop up on your Facebook feed, or we are glad to have you?
We're trying to figure out how to get more of you.
We're trying to get more the merrier. Okay, so I've got this whole thing fuzzed, and now I've got. Someone needs to come in here and clean. Okay, so I've got my waxed watercolor paper, 18 by 24. Okay, now I'm going to completely peel this off. Okay, so all of this is the sticky side. I'm going to set this aside because I'm going to need it. And I'm going to flip this over, and I'm not going to push down yet until I have it centered. And it works out great because it is the exact same size as this transfer. So I got a little extra at the top, so it's really easy to line up. And I'm going to push it down, but this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to start in the middle and push out, and then I'm going to go up. And then kind of like a starburst out. And then down. And what I'm doing is I'm making sure the adhesive is stuck to the paper, has a good seal with the paper so I don't have any bleeding when I go to chalk this. And also make sure there are no lumps and bumps stuck to the transfer underneath. So I'm just pushing that all down. That is something on my table. Okay. And there we go. Okay, so to get started, we're going to do this in sections. I'm going to start from the top and go down. I don't want my paste to dry in the screen, and chalk paste dries pretty quickly. So if I didn't do this method, by the time I got down here at the bottom, this would all be dry and it would peel up and it would just be horrible. So I'm going to do one color at a time, one section at a time. Popped up when looking through lives. Yay, good. Well, we are live just about every day, so hopefully you will follow our page and come back and visit. So I'm going to do it I'm going to kind of alternate some of these colors, and I'm going to, when I do one color, I'm going to do a paste and peel. So I'm going to paste it, I'm going to peel it back, release it from the screen. Where you see the white, that is not open area. That is a fine mesh screen. Okay, so we're going to use the colors in that at-home palette pack. If you do this, you are welcome to use any colors you would like. This is what I'm going to use, and you know what? That's crooked, but you know what? I'm just going to go with it. I don't think it's too crooked. So you're welcome to use any colors. If you want to get the cart link that has this transfer and the paste colors and the squeegees, you can type in the word humble. That is one of the words on our transfer. Welcome to our humble, happy home. So type in the word humble and you'll get a link to those supplies and take a look. So we are going to start with our eucalyptus. on the top. And we're not going to dilute this. We are going to do this full thickness. And I'm just gonna, I put a little on the screen and I'm going to take my squeegee and drag it. Okay, as you do some craft yourself, good. Tell us, what kind of crafts do you like to do? Where do you find the larger watercolor paper? Okay, this paper I got at Michael's. I know they sell it in the store. I did this online because I'm about 45 minutes away from the closest Michael's, and I had a coupon and I had some free shipping. So this I got at Michael's. It's a 12 pack of 18 by 24 watercolor paper. I don't remember how much it was, and I know I had a coupon. Okay, check my fingers now. I'm going to peel this up because I don't want this to dry in the screen. So I'm just going to slowly, and I see a spot here. If I do it slowly and I see a goof, I can put some more paste down and fix it. Here we go. Oops, I see another little spot that didn't want to, and that could be some of the wax that I put down. I can go back and touch it up later if I need to. Okay. Yep, a couple little spots. I'll go back later, but I'm going to give this a quick dry. Before I move on. And then we'll go to the next spot. And the next color I'm going to use is Storm. Storm is, now I'm not going to push that down. I'm only going to push down where I still need to chalk. So next I'm going to use Storm, which is this pretty gray. And I have a smaller area, so I'm going to use one of my mini squeegees. Same thing. Put some paste on my squeegee and drag it across there. And I'm going to set that aside because I'm going to use it again. And I'm going to, same thing, I'm going to lift this up. Just hit it with my dryer.
Again, that dryer.
You're welcome, Barbie. Yes, this is like a low temp hair dryer. It doesn't come out super fast and it doesn't come out super hot. It's just enough to dry the paste, but it's not enough to melt the screen or anything like that. Okay, so again, I'm not pushing this down where this was. Where I've already chalked. Let's see, my next color is going to be the ocean blue. Oh, and I've got some big areas to chalk, so I'm going to use my big squeegee, and I'm not going to do the hearts. I'm going to do those in a different color. So I've got my blue. So humble and happy will both be in blue. And scrape that off. Don't do the heart. Just do the happy. And scrape off the excess. Put it back in the jar. Try to keep it off your fingers like I'm not doing. And again, I pasted. Now I'm going to peel. Do it slowly so I can lay it back down if I need to. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I don't drop this onto the paper. Give it just a quick little dry so it doesn't smudge. Okay. I'm going to lay it back down. Again, I'm not pushing down where I have already chalked. Put that there. Okay, that's going to be, okay, so I'm going to come back to Sometimes Crazy. What do I have here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have my color key out here. So these two are going to be Storm also. Sometimes Crazy, usually Messy. Both of those are going to be Storm. So Storm paste, pushing this down.
So again, I think you said it, but say again, why do you peel it up between each?
Because I don't want this paste to dry in the screen. If it dries in the screen, when I pull it up, it's going to come up with the screen. And I want it to stay down on the paper fully. So I need to get that screen lifted before the paste dries. And this paste dries pretty quickly. So better safe than sorry. I do this paste and peel. Fingers. So that I can get it off the screen before it dries. So that it stays on the surface. Sometimes Crazy, usually Messy. Always Messy. I like these colors. They are very neutral, but they do give a little bit of color. But for the most part, they're neutral. Again, you are welcome to choose whatever colors float your boat. I laid that back down. I'm not going to push down there. I am going to push down these hearts again, though, because I'm going to do them. We're going to do Full of Love in our guava color, pretty orangey, peachy orange. And I'm also going to do these hearts in that. And okay. Full of love. Love, heart, heart. Scrape off the excess. How many of you could see this hanging in your home? How many of you think it's appropriate in your home? And I'm gonna peel this up. I'm gonna do it from this direction still. Okay. Peel it up. Stop where I haven't chalked yet. Okay, lay that back down. Almost done. We've got one more line. I'm going to spin it around this way. So I just have home, and I'm going to go back to this eucalyptus. Now, I think my eucalyptus needs a little bit of water to thin it out just a bit. So I sprayed it with distilled water. Hey, Patty, welcome. We will take you anytime. So I just spritzed it with a little bit of distilled water. Again, I use distilled water because that will inhibit any kind of mold growth, because these are all natural. This is chalk in paste form using all natural ingredients. And so there are no preservatives or anything funky like that. So we don't want to encourage any growing things. Okay, so back to eucalyptus. Over that word home. Need a little bit more.
So you said they could get the part list from you for this.
Yes.
Does it come with any particular colors, or what?
It comes with these colors that I'm using. They have them available in single packs, not the tubs, not the jars of paste, because you may not want to buy 6 of them, but they sell a paste pack of these colors. So that pack is in the cart. So if you want different colors, you are welcome to take things out and change things up. And there we go. Okay, so I'm having trouble. I think the trouble is with my green paste. I'm going to see if I can fix that. It may be time to replace that paste. No. Okay, so what I'm going to end up doing, because that's a little noticeable, is I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to put this layer down, and after it dries, I'm going to clean off my transfer, and I'm going to lay it back down, and I'm going to repaste this section. As you can kind of see, it's got a little boo-boo. And it's really not meant to look rustic. Got pretty clean lines. Or I may just take a little brush and fix that. But anyway, so I've got that all done. So let me take this completely off. And I'm going to put this is too big to clean by hand down here. So I'm putting it back on that backer sheet it came in. And I'm going to take it upstairs to the bathtub and clean it up there. Okay, so here is, let's see. You're over here. Let's start with, no, it doesn't quite. Okay, so here is our sign. Welcome to our humble, happy, sometimes crazy, usually messy, full of love home. Okay, so we're going to let that dry for a bit. I'm going to clean up all of this. I'm just putting the squeegees in a water tub, cleaning off any excess here, putting the lids back on. So my paste will last and last and last. And then we are going to attach our sort of frame. Okay, so hey Becky, welcome. We are happy to have you whenever you get here. And if you missed any of the good stuff, you are welcome to watch the replay. So what we did is we used 18 by 20. We used an 18 by 24 transfer. This old Big Daddy. And instead of putting it on a frame or a hard surface, I got some watercolor paper. So it's like really thick cardstock, and waxed it, and we chalked on it. Now I want to be able to hang it up. I don't want to just do the dorm room style where you tape it up or put thumbtacks on it. So we're going to kind of fancy it up a little bit. It still is not going to be a formal looking thing, but I had my honey cut me some 18-inch strips of some scrap wood, and what we are going to do is we're just going to glue them to the top and bottom. So it will kind of look like a hanging piece. Thank you, Becky. That is so sweet. Thank you so much for the stars. We are going to have to figure out what we are saving for next. We will let you know. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this down. And let me see. It's just slightly over. Okay. So I didn't paint the back because I knew it was going to be glued down. Okay, so I am just going to run a wiggly line of glue here. I'm going to flip it over and
so I guess by using your paste and making the chalk paint out of it, it matches.
It matches this exactly. Yes. So, because I did have some chalk paint in green, but it wasn't the same green. And I think that would have looked odd. I could have used it in kind of a creamy color to match the paper, but I didn't think that would be, there wouldn't be a lot of contrast there. But I could have used any of these colors. I picked green because I have a lot of green in my home. So same thing here. And it's just slightly over. So it kind of looks like, not a scroll, but I don't know. It just kind of dresses it up a little bit, but it's not a full frame. And it's, I think, a lot more affordable than purchasing a frame in this size. Evened out. And like I said, I'm going to come back later, and when it's completely dry and I've washed the transfer, I'm going to fix those little spots there. I think I had some little clumps in my green, in my eucalyptus color. Okay, so what do you think? Do we like it? Now I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to get this down so that I don't scratch anything. I'm going to attach some hangers. Okay, oops, I got some paste on there. Okay. So I'm going to attach some little sawtooth hangers. So I've got these little doodads and some little nails, which I think will fit in there and not poke through to the front, I hope. Okay, I've got 4 of those, and I keep kicking that around. Okay, let me see. I've got my hammer, and I'm going to use these. I usually use some needle nose pliers. Is that the top? That's the top. To hold the nail in place when I go to hammer it. So let me see. Where do I want these? I want them about there. So that is, let's see, 3.5. That's 3.5 inches from that end. And I've marked that. And then let's do this. 3.5 inches. Okay. And let's see. I don't know if that's going to work. I think I'll just do it by hand. Okay. Get that started. What are you doing? That sounds funny.
I'm snoring.
I just get that started and push that down. Kind of small. I can't get my fingers around them, but I can kind of push it into the paper. Okay, let go. There's probably a better way to do this. Got that down. I'll put this one in. Almost done. And then I'll let you go to finish enjoying your Memorial weekend. We do realize this is not, it's a celebration, but it's not, it's a very serious, I mean, we are remembering people who died serving our country. So it's strange to say Happy Memorial Day, but I think if you get the idea.
There's another name for it years ago, and I can't remember what it was. It wasn't Memorial, it was something else.
Oops.
I can't remember what it was called. Not armistice.
Well, anyway, we do want to take the time as we enjoy long weekends that we may have. We want to take the time and remember those who died while serving our country in war. and not take them for granted, and make sure if you run across a active serviceman or former serviceman that you thank them for their service. And I am gonna get this nail one way or another. Stop laughing at me.
I'm not laughing because I have to live with you.
Okay.
Decoration Day.
Decoration Day? Is that what it was?
Memorial
Because we
Day is
decorate
what's called Decoration Day.
because we would decorate their
I
graves.
don't know.
Okay.
My
I don't want
cousin
you to
told me
have to
that.
watch me struggle with this. I don't want to have to struggle with this. Teeny tiny little nail. And I can't get it started without bouncing it out. Try this one more time. Try not to smash my finger. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Yay! It went in crooked and I don't care. It's in there. Okay. I think I kind of bent it, so we'll bend it back. Almost done. Almost done. Have I lost all of my followers? Are you still there? Come on. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, so it's got two little sawtooth hangers so I can hang it up by a couple of nails. And there we go. I survived my very first Big Daddy transfer. So give me a hand. You're having fun watching. Okay, now I could have put on some little eye screws and hung it with a jute hanger or something like that, but I kind of wanted it hidden, so I just want it up against the wall. So, yay, Alana's here. Okay, so, oh, I see smiley faces, and I see thumbs up. Thank you so much. Laughing faces, because we are entertaining, right? Are we not? Okay, so here's our project for tonight. And thank you so much for sticking with us. And if you are interested in this transfer, type the word humble in the comments and you will get a link to the supplies we used. Don't forget, last couple of days of Transfer Palooza. So if you buy 2 transfers, you get a third one, equal or lesser value, for free, which is an awesome deal, which basically you're getting 33% off, which is a great deal. So take advantage of Transfer Palooza. It ends on May 31st. So, and we'll have to see if there's any June. We'll have to see if there's any June incentives. But I will keep you I'll keep you notified. So I'm going to pose for this so I have a decent thumbnail. And we will let you go. Hopefully we will see you again tomorrow. I'm not sure. We might go on early. We might go on late. Just hang around and wait for us. So thanks a lot, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.